Hey all, welcome to virtual pre-algebra class. So in today's video lesson, we're going to be starting Unit 6, which covers ratios, proportions, rates, and percents. So essentially what we're going to be studying in this unit is different ways to compare two different quantities, which is going to really help our ability to describe the world around us and to describe relationships. So in this lesson, we're just going to do a quick intro to ratios. So I'm going to go over what a ratio is, and then we're going to do a couple quick examples. So the first question is, what is a ratio? And a ratio is the relationship between two numbers or quantities. So once again, it's going to help us compare things. So let's start with a quick example to kind of figure out what a ratio is. So check out this drawing. So we have triangles and circles. We have 1, 2, 3 triangles. And then we have 2 circles. So to write a ratio between two quantities, so let's do the ratio of triangles to circles. We would write our ratio as 3 to 2. And that's because there are 3 triangles and there are 2 circles. So that's how we write our ratio. And there's 2 other ways. We can write it with a colon, so 3 colon 2. Or we can write it as 3 and then a slash or division sign and then 2. So all 3 of those notations mean the same thing. And again, this is just writing a ratio. We're comparing the number of triangles to the number of circles. So it's pretty simple. If we want to switch it around, suppose we want to find the ratio of circles to triangles. So now, since circles come first, our ratio is going to be 2 to 3. We could also write in either of these 2 ways. And that is how we would find the ratio between the number of triangles and circles. So let's keep this example in mind. So now, suppose we want to find the ratio of triangles to total shapes. So we already know there are 3 triangles, right? Now we have to find out how many total shapes there are. So since both triangles and circles are considered shapes, we're going to count them all. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 3 triangles. So 3 triangles. And then we have 5 total shapes. So that would mean that if our ratio is triangles to total shapes, it would just be 3 to 5, which we could also write as 3 to 5 or 3 over 5. And that is how we would write these ratios. So I just want to do one more quick example that involves a word problem rather than visuals. So now, suppose at Wasatch Academy 2 sports are offered in the winter, basketball and swimming. So 96 students play basketball and 37 swim. And we want to find the ratio of swimmers to basketball players. So since swimmers come first, we could write our ratio as 37 to 96. Or we could write it like this, or we could write it like this. And that would be how we would write a ratio between these two quantities. If we want to take it a step further, Now suppose we want to find the ratio of basketball players to total athletes. So how many basketball players were there? There were 96. So we know that this number is equal to 96. To find the total athletes, we're going to need to add together the number of basketball players and the number of swimmers. So we're going to need to add the quantities together. So we're going to do 96 plus 37, which is going to be a 3, add a 1. We're going to get 133. So we have 133 total athletes. Since basketball players go first, it's going to be 96 to 133, which we could also write as 96 colon 133, or we could write like this. And that is how you find ratios between two quantities. So I hope this video was helpful. In our next video,